What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Kill HD back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you. And today we're going to be taking a look at these story details from Red Dead Redemption that could give us insight into what to expect from our next journey in Red Dead Redemption 2. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the most notable characters and events and how they may end up being used in Red Dead Redemption 2. But as usual, gang, if you have not heard, I am doing a giveaway for Red Dead Redemption 2. All you have to do is check the link in the description to enter, which also has a lot more information on this, and just be an active subscriber. Nonetheless, we need to begin with the worst kept secret, and that is the return of Dutch van der Linde, Bill Williamson, and John Marston. While most of us know that they'll somehow be involved in the story of RDR2, there are still some big questions about their return, such as when will the game take place, as some believe we could be going as far back as 1890, and I'm beginning to get more convinced that the story will take place before or around the mid-1890s. Now, not everyone knows the backgrounds of the members of Dutch's gang, so I want to quickly go over who they were and some of the details that maybe you didn't know about them. John Marston was born in 1873. His father was a Scottish immigrant and his mother was a working girl. That's the nice way of saying it, who died in childbirth with John. His father would later die in 1881 in a bar fight, leaving John to live out his teenage years in an orphanage before escaping and somehow coming into the hands of Dutch van der Linde and his gang. Other members such as Bill Williamson was a former soldier, Javier Escuela was a Mexican revolutionary, and Abigail Marston, who eventually would become John's wife, was a working girl who was known to be messing around with everyone in the gang. But the most important character from Red Dead Redemption that will return in Red Dead Redemption 2 is Dutch van der Linde, who is a very different man than the one that we witnessed in Red Dead Redemption. John described him as being a father figure to him as he taught him how to shoot, hunt, gather, read, and how to survive in the world. Dutch was the leader of the gang, and in the early days, he himself believed that this gang could make a difference in the world, viewing himself as a Robin Hood figure, taking money from those who had more than they could ever need, and giving it to those who had very little and truly needed it. But over time, Dutch would slowly change, and he led his gang into a downward spiral, leading to the infamous 1906 failed robbery that left John for death and ended the gang. The real interesting part about the return of Dutch's gang is that Rockstar may not center the game on them. So far, there have been some leaks that have found the connection of the voice actors for John Marston, Bill Williamson, and Dutch van der Linde, but that's it, meaning two components of the gang, Abigail Marston and Javier Escuela, are either being recasted, which I find doubtful, or not a part of the game, which I believe is what will happen. So while we see these characters on the poster of the game, it's very likely they're just going to be a side piece to the mysterious center character that we've seen many times already. Remember that Abigail was 18 years old when she became pregnant with Jack, and the year would have been 1895. John and Abigail never tried to settle down till the failed robbery in 1906, so it's probable in my mind that Red Dead Redemption 2 will take place before 1895. It will only show pieces of the gang coming together. But next we have his Landon Ricketts. Say what you want, but there's good reason to believe that he is on the cover of this game. Obviously, John and Landon never met before the events of Red Dead Redemption, but it is important to know that this may not be a gang, but a collection of characters that we'll interact with. Also, there has been some additional speculation that an image showing a few men escorting a carriage could include Landon. From his past, we only know of two notorious gunfights, including one where he killed the Butcher brothers in 1896 and the infamous Blackwater Massacre of 1899, where 37 men were killed. Landon Ricketts by 1911 is known as a legendary gunslinger, someone who John Marston grew up hearing about. But before 1896, we know nothing about Landon Ricketts, which could be a great way to introduce a new tale to one of our favorite outlaws. I've said it a lot in the past, but Native Americans were underutilized in Red Dead Redemption. We got mentions of them as most see them as savages, but the reality is there was a battle with settlers in the past. Drew McFarlane mentions his run-ins with them years ago, and all that's left in 1911 are broken stagecoaches with arrows sticking out of them, abandoned villages, and Dutch's new gang in 1911 that features many angry Native Americans that feel that they were cheated from their land. Say what you want, but it truly feels that in some way Rockstar was teasing their past encounters and battles with settlers. Lastly, there are many characters from Red Dead Redemption that have intriguing pasts, such as Seth Briars, who was at one point a normal man with a family and a business, and Colonel Alande, who was said to be an idealist before turning into the manipulative colonel of the Mexican army in 1911. A lot of people point to Grand Theft Auto and state that because Grand Theft Auto doesn't bring back many characters, Red Dead Redemption 2 won't. Let me get everyone in on a secret. Red Dead isn't Grand Theft Auto. I think it's certain we're going to be seeing the return of some of our favorite characters from Red Dead Redemption, but most of them will be in smaller roles as this game really is going to be about this mysterious center character and whatever mission he is on. Past leaks have stated that we would have 3 protagonists, but I still feel at the end of the day, this individual will be the main character and Rockstar will give us a story sometime in the early 1890s that gives us better insight in the early days of Dutch's gang, but for the most part concentrates on a new and unknown storyline. Also, before I end this video, a quick side note, I think everyone should be ready for some moral questions coming from the strange man once again. Anyway gang, thank you for watching. Make sure to smack that like button if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and let me know in the comment section below what character from Red Dead Redemption do you think will have the biggest role in Red Dead Redemption 2. But also consider subscribing to stay up to date on everything Red Dead Redemption 2 related, and remember, Outlaws to the end.